We've all played the telephone game. It usually starts with a secret, maybe something about a dragon losing his hat in a tree. You whisper it to the person next to you, and they quickly pass it along. It goes fast. By the time it reaches the end, the dragon is eating a banana on a spaceship. Human memory is imperfect. We naturally drop details, fill in gaps, and accidentally invent new parts along the way. A ruined story is hilarious when you're playing a game. But if passing a whisper down a line was the only way to preserve information, critical knowledge would disappear in an afternoon. For most of human history, books didn't exist. Written language hadn't been invented yet. Every piece of history, every survival warning, and every cultural lesson had to be passed along entirely by talking. If spoken communication is as fragile as a game of telephone, how did these stories manage to travel across generations without falling apart? Early humans survived by mastering the art of the retelling. Retelling means sharing a story again in your own words. It requires you to understand the logic of the narrative rather than just memorizing a sequence of sounds. To keep stories from degrading, track 4 components. First, identify the characters and setting, who is involved and where it happens. Next, maintain chronological order with a beginning, middle, and end. Finally, focus only on important events, stripping away unessential details. When these 4 pieces are present, the story holds its shape. It becomes a sturdy structure passed from person to person without collapsing. Long before libraries, storytellers used voice and body to make retelling stick, using grand gestures to bring characters to life around a campfire. They also left visual evidence behind. By painting the most important events on cave walls, they gave their spoken stories a permanent reference point. In the Middle Ages, bards and performers added music and poetry to these retellings, making the stories more engaging for large crowds in town squares. The 1400s brought the printing press, which allowed stories to be distributed in books. For the first time, a narrative could reach thousands of people in an unchangeable form. But we never stopped listening to storytellers. In the 20th century, families gathered around radios to hear spoken retellings broadcast directly into their homes. Early filmmakers combined visuals with live musical accompaniment, using sound to guide the audience through the events on the screen. Eventually, technology brought these dynamic performances directly into our living rooms, evolving from simple radio broadcasts into full-color television. Our technology for reaching an audience is always changing, but the underlying act of retelling, using those same 4 components, remains the foundation of every story we share. This historical skill is at work every time a student opens a book in class today. Classroom rooming used to rely on memorizing facts and repeating them exactly as they were written. When a teacher asks you to retell a story, they are asking you to demonstrate that you understand how the characters, setting, and events actually fit together. Retelling forces your brain to organize thoughts and build a stronger vocabulary. It proves you've mastered the material by allowing you to reconstruct it yourself. This process transforms you from someone who merely hears information into someone who actively communicates it. Every time you finish a movie or a book and explain it to a friend, you are using a skill that is thousands of years old. When you use your own words and gestures to share a narrative, you are practicing the same communication humans have relied on since the beginning. By retelling a story, you ensure the ideas you've discovered can be shared clearly with the next person who hears them. You are taking your place in the long history of human storytelling.